Hey folks, Mal the Train Tutor back in the studio and back with my Big Burma Build. Always puts a smile on my face. Right, so, playing catch up. If you don't know what this is all about, the Big Burma Build is my personal sort of terrain project to build scatter terrain for my Chindit, bolt action force based in the Pacific Theatre. So we're doing lots of jungle pieces. Now, so far we have done small scatter pieces and that sort of stuff. We've still got some scatter pieces to do, but I'm reaching the point where I need a board. Now, when I started this project, well, my intention was I was going to build a fully modular with 2x2 tiles with loads of depth and in-bits and stuff like that and go really all out on it. But the practicalities are quite simple. It's a lot of work. Modular boards are great, but they sort of limit the amount of play you can do on them. So for example, if you have 6 boards and 2 of those boards have river pieces, yeah, then you must always have rivers in your games, okay? Unless you have 8 boards and you can swap them out. Now if you want river pieces, you want roads and all this sort of stuff, you start building it up, and I think I looked at it and I thought, to get all the elements I need, or I wanted, I was looking at something like 16 2x2 tiles, which may be in the future, but right now it's too much work. And so what I need to do is, I've been working on scatter pieces, I'm still working on scatter pieces, but I need a board. And so I went through the options and it was like, right, I could paint a board brown. Pretty simple, and to be truthful, yeah, I could do that, but I want something a bit better than that. Yeah, I could go out and buy a battle mat or get a custom print done. And that's something I'm playing with at the moment with the custom print stuff, yeah. It's just my Photoshop skills. They're slightly they're not even slightly lacking, they're just lacking. Yeah, I do not have the skills to do it yet. So as my skills improve, I'll look at that, which means I need to step it up. Now, one of the things that you can also do is acrylic caulking battle mats, and that's where you make a battle mat out of DIY acrylic caulking. Now, we've done a lot of tests on this, and we did a terrain lab not long ago, and I'll throw a link up, yeah, so you can see. And I've been playing with it since then, and I thought, well, I'm not at a position where I can do tutorials on acrylic, battle mats, because I haven't made enough of them. Yeah, in fact, I've only made lots of test pieces. What I need to do is I need to make a big mat, and the Burma Build is actually the perfect opportunity because it's my project. Yeah, so if I screw it up or it goes wrong, hey ho, it's only on me. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it'll give me an opportunity to have a lot of play with it, yeah, that I couldn't normally do with like commission pieces or anything like that, yeah. And so basically this video, you're along for the ride as I make my jungle floor acrylic caulking battle mat. Yeah, so with that in mind, I've rambled enough. Yeah, let's head over to the workbench, because we're on the workbench for this, and I'll take you through the materials and all that sort of stuff, and we'll take it from there, yeah? Come on. Right, so here are our materials that I'm going to be working with, and let's take you through them quickly. Right, now to be clear, with this being the Burma Build, this is not a tutorial, I'm just taking you along for the ride and explaining what I'm doing. The reason it's not a tutorial is because when I do tutorials, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm trying to explain to you. With this, you're very much along for the ride and you're learning as I do. Yeah, so straight off, what I've got is, from B&Q, yeah, I've got a dust sheet. Yeah, now this is a cotton dust sheet, and this is important why I'm using cotton. Yeah, if I bring the cotton up, acrylic caulking shrinks as it dries. Now I tried it on some various other cloths, and what I found was over a large area, it shrunk and crinkled. Yeah, whereas with with cotton, it's firm. So when I stretch this and I lock it, and I pin it and I sort of peg it down, I'm not going to get any crinkling. Also, when it comes to spreading the acrylic caulking on, the more giving your material, I've discovered, the harder it is to spread, because as you're spreading it, it sort of bunches up. Whereas with this being really taut, yeah, I'm not going to have that problem. So this is a bit large for the board, so the battle plan will be to cut it down to just over a 6 foot by 4 foot piece for my actual mat. So that's the base that I'm using. Yeah, now obviously the next job will be to put the acrylic caulking on. Now for this I'm using Sodal. Yeah, now this is a decorator's caulk. Yeah, it's brown, which is perfect. Yeah, it's that colour. It's solvent free and it's acrylic. Now that's important, you need it to be solvent free, yeah, because the solvents can really screw up your paints and your glues and all that sort of stuff. And you need it to be acrylic so it's flexible. Okay, so I have 5 tubes of this. Now, from research and previous experiments, I'm expecting to use 3 of them. Yeah, so I've got 5 because I know I'm probably going to need 5. Right, so that's the dust coat. Now, once the acrylic caulking's down, the next job will be to add the texture. Now, on my jungle pieces, let me just grab one. Yeah, what I've done is if I bring that up and I give you the edge, you can see that sort of leaf scatter texture. That's herbs, Italian herbs. So what I've done is I've got the remnants of my Italian herbs in there, and I nipped down to the Chinese, sort of wholesale, and I bought some fennel seeds, Ajuwan seeds, no idea, yeah, cumin seeds, and black cumin seeds, yeah, and so I'm going to supplement these with these, okay, to give me my floor texture. So what I'll be doing is, because the acrylic caulking is quite sticky, I'll be able to drop these on without any actual glue on it, yeah, which is a bonus. After that, obviously, that's my jungle piece is a bit different than that colour. So I'll be using my jungle wash, yeah. I've got 4 tubs of these in case they change the colour or run out. That's how long I've planned for the future of this build. 4 tubs. They're going to be calling me 4 tubs boss. Yeah, I'm going to be whacking that down on it as a wash. I don't know if I'll put it on with a brush or an airbrush. We'll see how we go. Yeah, and then finally, just to hold everything in place, I'll be hitting it up with PVA. Now this is the core materials. I've still got lots of other stuff and I might throw some other stuff on, yeah. Like I say, I'm not really sure. We'll figure out as we go. Now the other thing that I've got, I'm going to pick this up, it was about 2-3 quid, to decorate a scraper thing. Yeah, I figure for the acrylic caulking that's going to be brilliant. Should be work perfect, shouldn't it? So my next job, okay, is I need to cut that, yeah, get it fixed to this, what you call it, 6x4 board so it's not moving anywhere and that sort of stuff. So I'm going to crack on with that and I'll see you shortly. So that's my cotton dust sheet, all cut down to the right size. Yeah, I've trimmed it around the edges. I then used a couple of clamps just to clamp it onto my MDF board, and then I've gone around with some drawing pins, okay, and I've just pegged these in, and it's given me a surface that's, yeah, pretty tight, you know what I mean? It should be good enough to work on, fingers crossed. Yeah, my next job is obviously I need to lay the caulking down. Yeah, so this is the stuff I'm using, as I said, yeah, and basically, yeah, looks a bit like poo. Yeah, but I've got to put this on. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother using that, I don't think. Yeah, and then I've got to smear it. So what we'll be doing is this plastic thing. Yeah, and I'm just going to be smearing it out like that. What's that? There's bits on it. What's that? Where's that come from? Yeah, but that's my job. Yeah, to get that down all over this. So it's not going to be a quick job, I reckon. An hour or 2, maybe less, maybe more, not sure. Yeah, we will have to see. In the meantime, yeah, cracking on time. Let's get stuck in. Right, quick tip guys, I'm halfway through the board and it's taken, with this thing, actually about 10 minutes. So they're 3 quid from B&Q. I don't even know what they're called, but damn, if you're going to do this, get one. So let me show you. Yeah, got my tube. Yeah, now normally you need a gun to squeeze these out, but it's because of the nozzle. If you just take the top off, so you get like the big McWhippy, yeah, it's a lot easier to do. He says. There you go. And that's the lot from that. That's that one done. Yeah, and then all it is a matter of I'm just moving it round. Yeah? So that's what I'm doing here. Yeah, and all I'm trying to do is just get a coat thick enough that I can just start to see the texture of the of the board through it, of the material through it. That's what I'm aiming for on this one. So I'm going to crack on with this, and we'll come back when it's all done, eh? Half hour, 4 tubes, pretty thick coating all over it. There's a couple of places where there's a little bit of the stitching can still see, but I'm not concerned about that. I'm going to be placing a ton of scatter over it anyway. But before it starts drying, we got to herb it up. Yeah, and so this is the best way I can figure of getting an even sprinkling on it. Oh, which isn't even at all. Yeah, first I'm using my normal herbs. Yeah, and I'm just going to go round, and I'm a bit annoyed about that actually. And then I'm going to get my various seeds, whatever they were. Yeah, and get those sprinkled on. But in the meantime, I just want to go round, get the herbs that I've got in this tub all over it. Oh, I've done it again. Oh, Bosicle, what are you doing? Oh, I'll tell you one thing though, smells bloody lovely. Absolutely bloody lovely. Right, let's keep going. Yeah, those on there. Let's sprinkle some around here. I've only got about that much left, so I need to get an even spread of this stuff before I start adding my other seeds in. What I don't want is concentrations of one type. I mean, what I should have done is mix them all in and make one big batch. But this is the Burma Build, so I'm not too concerned about that. As you know, my Burma Build is my project, so I get to screw it up if I like to, and not if I like to, but the pressure's off. Yeah, so along here, and then with that last little bit, we'll just do up this corner. A bit annoyed about that, to be truthful, but the bugger all I can do about it. So we'll do a little bit around here, match around here. I could have taken it to the edge there as well. That's all Bosicle, what are you doing? I'm not even sure if I took a photo before, I acryliced it up. I don't think I did. Bugger. Right, that's those done. Let's get some more seeds on it. I'll crack some more seeds on and then we'll take it from there, guys. Right, I've got the seeds on, and very quickly, I'm sorry about the rough filming on this. It's because I'm going at a fast pace. And I should slow down a little and take photos and do it properly. But with it being my own project, yeah, I'm not really too concerned about that. Yes, I am throwing. See, I'm here. I'm going to put it on that corner. Yeah, little trick when you're doing sort of dropping scatter. Yeah, if you aim it to drop, yeah, you can get a nice even spread. Yeah, without that sort of. Yeah, the trick is get it in the air. I'll get some down here. Yeah, that's looking mint. I'm really liking how this is going, guys. Let's get some along this edge as well. Now, to be truthful, this isn't actually about the colour, because I plan on giving it a brown spray. Yeah, this is more about the actual texture, but I'm curious now to see how well it holds. I mean, it's gripping pretty well. If I come along here, very little's actually moving. I don't want to pad it down, because I know if I pad it down, yeah, then I'm going to end up with that situation of, I'll get my hands all sticky, you know what I mean? Let's break this edge up a bit. Break that edge up a bit. Any other edges that need breaking up? Let's get that one and that there. Yeah, there we go. And then there's a little bit of a patch there that we can fill in, a little bit there that needs a sprinkle. And a bit more here. I reckon that'll do us. So, just to be clear, that was just a bit of scatter and a little coarse scatter Jarvis. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Here, let me take the camera off the tripod and give you a nose. Sorry about the hands-free, guys, but yeah, there's the board in all its glory. And if I bring it in nice and close, yeah, you can see how it's still wet. Yeah, but the texturing looks bloody lovely. Right, guys, I'm going to take some photos of this, go have a brew, because essentially I need this to dry overnight now. So there's nothing else I can do on this. So we'll crack on with it tomorrow. 24 hours later and it is all dry, folks. Yeah, and it's looking good. Most of the stuff is stuck down where I pressed it. I've blown a little off, but I do have one problem. Yeah, one thing I just didn't think about when I did it. Yeah, and let me show you. If I take these pins out, yeah, these pins here, and I grab this edge, it's stuck. Basically, the open weave, it's passed through it underneath and it's stuck it to my board, to my terrain board. Now this isn't too much of a problem, to be perfectly honest, because it's only a sheet of MDF. I can scrape it, clean it up afterwards. But the important thing is that you don't do the same with the kitchen table or something like that. So learn from Mel's mistakes. If you're using open weave cloth, remember that the acrylic caulking will go through the weave and stick it to the table. Genius. Well, it's done now. I have to deal with it. Like I say, this is the benefit of this being like my Burma Build and a play one. First time I've done a mat. Never really thought about that. We'll have to deal with it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem, to be truthful, because it is peeling off and it is holding with the little bits that I'm trialing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So next job, we've got to give it a coat. Yeah, of some brown. Now this is my Burma base coat brown. Okay, it's sort of a chocolatey brown. It is filled up that far much with paint, that much with PVA, and the rest is water. The idea being that I'm going to use my airbrush, because I don't really want to get a brush on this. I could, yeah, and people do, but I don't particularly want to. Yeah, not with it being my first. I'll airbrush this and see how I go. Yeah, so it is a matter of filling it in and then spraying it out. And as you can see, yeah, it's starting to go brown. Now one of the things is, obviously the colour is a factor, but it's not just the colour I'm interested in, okay? The paint and the PVA will help bond down all this, because with the caulking being essentially a contact adhesive, i.e. it has to press into it to stick it, okay? It doesn't soak up and grip like PVA does. And so what I need to do is I need to basically sandwich it. So caulking at the bottom, then a paint and PVA mix across the top. Yeah, and that will hold everything in place. So my next job is, yeah, bucket load of this, a lot of this, yeah, a bit of something on Netflix, and brown this up. So I better crack on. I just really hope it peels off from the table all right. So that's 2 coats on this, yeah, and I've just got to leave it to dry before I put a neat coat of PVA. Now it is firmly stuck down, as you can see, yeah, but on the plus side, it is adhering well, yeah. The cotton's sort of stretching, but I'm imagining that will sort itself out, or I'm hoping it will. Above all, I'm not going to beat myself up too much, because it's the first time I've done a mat. Yeah, part of this was working it all out anyway, you know what I mean? So we'll see where we get from that, and then we'll see, you know, where we go once it's all sealed and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, in the future I might have to look at a different material that isn't so thin or doesn't have an open weave to it. Hey, you live and learn, don't you? Right, my next job is I've got to leave this overnight. Yeah, to completely dry. Then I need to come in and I need to put a good spray of watered down PVA on it. And assuming that goes on alright, it should be ready for lifting and working out. Hey ho, in for $1, as they say. Right, I'm going to head home, leave this to dry, and then we're going to come back tomorrow and give it a spray. Right, I'm back in and it is dry. Yeah. There's still a little bits coming off, but nothing too excessive. You know, and as I manipulate it, yeah, only little bits are coming off. Some of the larger pieces, I think that was a mistake to be truthful, but yeah, we're not finished. Okay, next step is I need to give it a good squirt. Yeah, and this is my most second favourite squirter. Yeah, every terrain act's got to have a good squirter. Yeah, my favourite squirter's at home, but this is the one I've got in the studio. Yeah, so I'm going to get cracked on with this. Now, in here I have Baker Ross PVA. It's mixed at a ratio of 1 part PVA, 2 parts water. So it's really heavy. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be too heavy, to be perfectly honest, but I really want to try and fix these grains down as best as I can. Like I say, I don't want to be dismissive about this, but this is a learning piece for me. Albeit on a bigger stage, you know. The fingers crossed is it will give me a gaming mat I can game on, yeah, and I can test how, you know, my thicknesses have worked out. I mean, you can't see that there. Let me bring the camera down and I'll show you just before we squirt. Yeah, so if I bring it down to here, yeah, and you see this bit here, yeah, as you can see, yeah, it can roll up perfectly fine. Yeah, and albeit a couple of pieces, it's staying on. Now this is why I need to get the watered down PVA on to fix these last few pieces on. Yeah, and then what comes off comes off. So back up on the tripod. And it's time to get squirting. Now, all it is a matter of pumping it and just giving it a good coat. I could do this with an airbrush, but I'm not sure of how it'll come out, to be truthful. This is going to knacker my hand. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on giving this a good squirt, and then I'll come back once it's all wet. Right, that's it all coated in watered down PVA. I've got some bleaching, some bleed of the green. It happens quite often with the Jarvis stuff. It's nothing excessive. It looks a bit patchy at the minute because the water's reactivated the paint. And whenever you wet paint, it goes lighter, yeah? But where it's already starting to dry, it is drying back to the dark. So I'm quite confident about it now. I've still got to peel it off the table once it's completely dry, but you know, I've got to do that anyway. So the only thing I can do now is just leave this to dry, guys. So I'm going to leave this to dry and then we'll come back and see how it's turned out in the morning. Right, we're back in. It is all dry. Yeah, a couple of little loose bits. I was expecting that anyway. But my main concern is the fact that it's stuck to the desk. So it's taking bits of the MDF up with it. I don't know how this is going to turn out. So my next job is get this peeled off. Oh. Right, around the other side. And peel it off here. I think what I've learned from this one is no open weave materials in the future. I mean, the acrylic caulking, it's staying on. I mean, you know, it's working, but it's just stuck down. And the problem I think I'm going to face is, as I peel this off, it's picking up bits of the MDF. It's actually ripping bits of the MDF off the board. I mean, I'm not too concerned about my worktop because, as I said, I can flip this board over. You know, let's get it up to that edge. Oh God. Right guys, I'm going to continue to try and peel this off. Oh gee. I'll see you in a minute. Well, I can tell you one thing, that was a battle. At one point I almost felt like I needed to sink my teeth into it and pull it off with my teeth. Right, that's the results of my table. Now luckily, it is my workbench, and there's a nice clean side this side. So Jace is hiding in the corner in a minute. Say hi, Jace.
Hi, Jace.
Yeah, and we'll flip the table over and I'll just pretend that never happened. Yeah, until I need to flip the table again and remember. Yeah, but that's probably the fall down of this project. The fact that I stuck my mat to my table. Yeah, but the actual mat itself, I'm a little bit disappointed. If you look carefully, there's a couple of little, you know when you stretch material and you get like the wavy lines in it, there's a couple of those from where I was like tugging it, trying to get it off, but they're not that bad. And once scatter terrain starts going down on it, so once we start planting, let's grab some of these, yeah, they're all going to just flatten out anyway. And the whole point of the Burma board is it's heavy with jungle sort of scatter anyway, so I'm not too concerned. Obviously I've just got the scissors and trimmed up the edges so it's a bit neater. I was getting lots of little fibres stuck on it. It was doing my head in, so I've just trimmed them up. But as you can see, yeah, it is a mat. It is rollable. Yeah, which means, as I set out at the start of the video, I set out with the objective of getting a simple mat I could roll down so I can play some games. And I've got one. Okay. The overall results of the mat, I don't think the large seeds, what are they? What seeds were they? The cumin seeds. Yeah, I don't think those really work that well because as I was moving it, those were the ones that broke off. So I need to keep my seeds smaller for future mats, and I will do another mat in the future. Moving forward, I think if you're going to attempt this, yeah, greaseproof paper underneath. Yeah, the stuff that you use for kitchens. Get a roll, maybe 2 rolls, lay it down first before you put your sheet down, then peg everything down. Because at least that way I know acrylic caulking doesn't stick to it. So you'll be able to just peel it off and you won't have the stretching problems of peeling it off that I did. But overall, not bad. Not bad at all, musical. Yeah. See, there's my loose bits. There's still loose bits coming off it. Yeah. And there's one of those. You see, can't wave it without getting a bloody thread on it. I'm going to have to put some tape or something round the edge. I'm going to work on this and what you call it. No doubt I'll be... Jace is doing an ironing symbol. It's acrylic caulking, mate. If I iron this...
If you turn it over so it's face down, put an old sheet over it, and then iron that on a lower heat, it'll bring out, I reckon that'll bring out those.
You reckon?
Yeah.
We'll have to do a bit of a terrain lab on that one. But overall, yeah, I am calling this 80% successful, guys. 80%, because I have got a battle mat. It does work, it does look good with the models. Check these photos. Yeah, it does work as you've seen. Yeah, and I can play games on it, which was the main aim. But it was my first go. I can do better now I've had a go and I understand it better. I think materials wise, if you're going to do it, if you can get canvas, yeah, which obviously isn't open weave and is a lot tougher, yeah, it will solve all the problems. But I think we'll revisit this in 6 months. I'm going to hammer this for 6 months and get some actual games on it. And then we'll revisit in 6 months and, you know, we'll see if we can do a better one. And in the meantime, I'll carry on doing a few bits of tests and that sort of stuff and see if I can nail down, you know, the best way of doing it. But overall, it's a beautiful table. Yeah, let me bring the camera in. Oh, we're going hands-free, guys. Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, as you can see, the detail on it is actually, the texture's lovely. Yeah, and as I said, you know, it is completely flexible with that caulking and the texture's still staying on. So I'm well happy with that. Right, there we go. That's looking good. Should we go for the long shot? So, not a failure, not a complete success, but I've definitely learned lots. Yeah, and that's what this process was about. When we started this video, you know, I was quite clear. I've never done one of these before. You know, I've done my research, but obviously I hadn't done enough research. I didn't notice that open weave thing. Yeah, but like I say, I think greaseproof paper or changing the material perhaps to canvas in the future will resolve that. Yeah, and that is my only issue with it. Everything else has worked perfectly. The caulking has gone down. All the texturing has applied and it's stuck to it. It rolls beautifully. There's no cracking of the caulking at all, which you can sometimes get when it's applied too thickly. I applied it just enough. All in, the whole board has cost me less than £20. Yeah, and that's with enough dust sheet left over to do another 3. Yeah, obviously I'm going to need some more caulking, but that's what, £3 a tube, and I think I used 4 tubes. Yeah, 4 tubes both. You can call me from now on. Yeah, but it's worked. Yeah. Above all, like I say, I mean, you guys know I'm my own worst critic when it comes to these sort of things. So anything that goes wrong, you know, I go dour on. But in hindsight, sitting back and looking at it as it sits there, yeah, it's turned out alright, and it does the job, so I'm happy. So that's it for this Burma one. I know you were expecting more scatter, but I'm going to be working on those now. Yeah, but now I've got something to put them on, and now my pictures can look all pretty. Instead of it just being my scatter on my table. Obviously, any questions about the process, any tips you can give me, guys, if you've actually done this and you think I'm missing a trick, I'd really appreciate it. But if you've got any questions on what I've learned or what I think, yeah, and you think about trying this, get them in the comments, guys. You know, that I'm here to help, you know, that's what I'm here for. You know, I'm here to screw up so you don't. Yeah, and as always, guys, yeah, obviously like it if you like it. Share it if you know anyone who needs to make an acrylic caulking battle mat. Yeah, or is thinking about doing one on top of the wife's finely polished kitchen table. Yeah, and then finally, obviously, if you do like, and these videos are helping you with your hobby, you're just enjoying them, or you just look forward to them, please consider supporting the channel, guys. You know, it really does make a difference. All you $1 pledges. I know it's only $1 and it doesn't seem like much, but between all of you good guys getting together and doing it, it lets me do this and it lets me play with these without the pressure and all that sort of stuff. So you can either you can either jump on Patreon up there or somewhere around there, or there's a link to how to donate for a one-off on PayPal down below. Either way, it all does help, guys, so please consider it. And in the meantime, guys, I'm going to get back stuck into some jungle scatter so I can actually get some damn games on. Right, latest, guys. Ta-da.